Number 3, if Bama goes 9-3, is the dynasty dead? And will they go 9-3?
I do think Bama's not going to be able to score, but I think let's stop. I'm stopping way short of saying, oh, Saban's lost his fastball. I think Saban just has a quarterback problem this year. And I think if you had a great quarterback again, you could hide some of these issues. I think the offensive line, I think people are sleeping on it. I don't know that they're going to be demonstrably better. Receiver, they have a ton of issues. The game breakers aren't there. Running back, does Jace McClellan give you enough? I don't know.
But isn't their personality going to be, with J.C. Latham, I think one of the best offensive linemen in the country, who at SEC Media Days declared that Alabama will win a national championship, which is how you absolutely know that Alabama feels disrespected this year, because
they
never
should.
in the past,
the disrespect is real this time.
Like the rat poison thing with him has always been so funny to me, but it's like, you're not getting rat poison, you're getting rat dinner. Like everybody, like this entire theme of this podcast and anybody who talks about Alabama is just like how they're not going to be able to score, how the dynasty's over, how Georgia took it from them. And like, I understand like the top line talent thing, but like, if they have an incredible defense, which I think that we can just automatically assume, right?
I think it's true, yes.
So we add the incredible defense, add Nick Saban in a position to solve an issue or to adapt to a problem. Add the fact that he's the greatest coach in the history of college football. And then like, think about the offensive line, and depending on who the starting quarterback is there, even if it's Milroe, maybe it's not, but that guy can jam the ball down your throat on the ground. And then, I don't know, just like picturing Justice Haynes, the 5-star freshman running back this year, like turning into somebody who can smash the ball down your throat. Like, can Alabama win games in the SEC by shutting you ass down on defense and grinding you to a pulp on offense without having, Devontae out there torching people? Like it,
no, because I think the SEC has changed. No, the SEC's changed. There's too many good offenses in this league now. You cannot win games 21-17 like you could in 2012.
Yeah, because
you cannot do that in the current SEC. It's
in
not
the playoff. Even the best teams, like what was the final score of the Georgia-Ohio State game last year? Wasn't it like
55-52, something like that?
I think that, I guess, in this world, if you want to be a national champion, you probably have to have an offense that can score 35 to 42 points against an elite defense.
Yes, they do not have that. I think you have to have an offense that score 40 points against a lot of defenses. I'm not sure Alabama has that either.
Is it a fact that they don't? Like, that's the only thing. It's like, I think it's very easy to look at the roster.
If they do, I'll be very surprised. How about
that? So, listen, it's very plausible that Alabama loses 3 games this year, or 2, right? I mean, I don't know if it's going to get to 4, because I just have too much respect for what they have on that roster and the coach that's coaching them to think that they're going to stink. But I think that this dynasty is dead stuff is crap. And like, I don't know how many years that Saban has left, but they just signed a recruiting class last year that has 9 5-star prospects in one cycle. That's like 4 times or 5 times more, double, 5 times more than 85% of the Power 5 programs will sign in a 10-year period, let alone one. Yeah. So I do think that if he gets a dynamic quarterback, and by the way, I was at the Elite 11, and Julian Sayin is going to be a freaking stud. Like the combination of what's coming in and Nick Saban, being there, I think that like the over-under from how many more national championships Saban will win is probably 0.5 or a half. I'm taking the over on that.
I'll take the over with you on that. Yes. Yeah. I think they're a quarterback away from being right back in something great. And
the thing about their quarterback, Dave, is they've got like 5, like in theory, good ones. Like
now,
why do they all stink?
We'll get into some of this later. Not crazy about the coordinator hires, either one of them.
Yeah.
That's sort of another sort of thing that people are sleeping on. Because I wonder how this conversation will be different. Because last year, there was so much consternation in Alabama, and the drum beat you heard was Cliff Kingsbury and Jeremy Pruitt. Cliff Kingsbury and Jerry Pruitt. Everybody was like so excited. And then you get Tommy Rees and Kevin Steele. And then the air is let out of the balloon a little bit. That's not what people
like Alabama, who is supposed to be the coordinator makeover machine, should be able to get whoever they want. And like, do you lose something off of your fastball just because you don't get the guys that you want? Like, is that an indication that there's something off there?
Well, I would say that there's a case to be made that that's probably who Saban did want.
He just said at SEC Media Days that Tommy Rees is one of the greatest young minds in college football.
We'll see. He's got enough players.
I do love the idea. I just love it. And it's not just an Alabama thing, but I love when a coach gets elevated to a program that just has way better players than everybody else and like allowing them to
they tend to look a little better.
They look like awesome. So like there is that, like, I just, the theme with Alabama to me is potential and all the things that we do about slamming the door shut on them. I think that Nick Saban has just earned more of a benefit of the doubt in my head. And the only thing that you could say about is the dynasty dead is Georgia the new dynasty. But I do think that Alabama will break through and get one more before he retires.
Yeah, I think so.